Okay, this is Bill from MessickStove on YouTube, MessickStove.com, and here we go again, another video of the EnergyMax 110 from DS Stoves. We did quite a few of these videos and different aspects, and hopefully we're trying to cover all the bases, and some of the videos were getting kind of long, so we were trying to do several videos, and hopefully this will help you out as well. Now this is going to be an overview of the 110. I'm going to basically just walk around the outside, which there's some videos on that. There's the outside. That's the cast iron shaker grate handle, by the way, here. Okay, we'll go over that a little bit. On the back of the stove, that's what it looks like. There's a skirting, by the way. We have a skirting here, a skirting there. Okay, and we have the label, of course, UL listed, protected, so you can burn it in your home for your insurance purposes. You'll be happy with that. Here's your dial. Now the dial can be set, the knob can be removed, okay, and reset as well at the knob. I do apologize, I'm trying to get my finger out of the way, so the lighting, okay, and that also controls our air intake. Now the stove's not running now, of course, and we're going to put it on low, and it's already have preset. The chain's already preset to a certain length. This little chain just comes off of there. Okay, you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, and the fourth ball on the chain has actually been anchored, or it's been connected to, and then we have a little hook. Okay, now this is all the way down on low. All right, I do apologize for the video moving around here. And so like I said, we got the fourth ball, and this little hook here is going to sit into this little spot here. There we go. And you notice that it's actually open quite a bit. I can almost stick my finger, at least get my pinky in there. And what happens with this is when the stove is actually running, of course this will get the bimetal box and inside, the mechanicals inside will pick up the heat off of the stove, of course, and as soon as you start the stove, if you have it on low, it's automatically going to shut itself down as soon as it gets warm. So we recommend that you dial it all the way open when you're starting a stove. Okay, and you're first starting it, and if you notice down here, when I dial it all the way open, we got quite a bit of space in there now. I'm looking at quite a few, almost 2 inches of space. Okay, and that'll actually help you out getting more airflow into the stove here. So now go back up to the dial. The dial's on high. We have a medium, different numbers basically to go by. You can pretty much set it, it's warmer or colder, of course, makes common sense. Low, colder, warmer is high. So now what happens is, now this one's just a little snug. I'll loosen that screw up, pull it out a little bit, and retighten it. Should make that knob turn a little easier, so it's not rubbing so tight on the back. They shouldn't be super tight, by the way, and you don't want to wear them out faster than they need to. Anyway, as we turn that knob up and down, as you can see, the flap goes up, flap goes down. Very simple design. Okay, and what we're going to do here is go over. Now this little spot here is for the blower, if you want a blower, optional blower for the 110 stove. Most people don't buy them. If you want one, that's up to you. We really don't recommend it. We don't condone it, but we don't recommend it because it's spending extra money in most cases that you probably don't need to spend money on. But there's people that want those blowers, and then you'll sell you a blower if you want a blower. Try it without it. If you want a blower, we'll just give us a call back at MessickStove, and then we'll go ahead and ship you a blower. Of course, that's optional cost at that point, but it doesn't come with the stove. It's optional if you even purchase it. When you first order a stove too, so it's an option. Like I said, there's a little fin here, allowing the stove, the heat coming off the stove to come out. Okay, and also the same side here as well as on the other side. We have the stove itself. Now I'm getting my reflection in there. We have the ash door. Excuse me. Let me back that up. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting a lot going on, a lot trying to say in a short period of time here, so I do apologize. So I need to correct myself here. This is what we call the loading door, of course. Loading door meaning that you're going to load your wood or coal into. That's the loading door. how nice that is. Okay, we'll go over the door real quick, and the inside of the door, let me back up a little bit here. This little metal, okay, that holds the glass in. The glass has a gasket on it, but it kind of wraps around the edge of the glass on each side, so there's a piece that connects to the outside cast iron door, and the gasket, and a piece here on the inside steel. These basically just come out when you need to change your glass. Okay, something we do recommend here at MessickStove, if you do buy a stove that has a glass in it, we recommend, if you want to purchase a second glass, it'd be nice to have one. And if you're in the middle of the burn season, you do break the glass, accidentally have a log too long, not paying attention, the log's not all the way in or something, and you're in a hurry, and maybe a poker or something, maybe you're not paying attention with a poker, or maybe you accidentally just break the glass or crack the glass, then what we recommend you do is just basically at that point, while the stove is still running, of course, because you broke it, if it falls out, there is no glass in there, or then it's important that you actually can take these off really quickly. Okay, put the new glass in, because the new glass will come with a gasket already affixed to it, and put these little bolts back in, and then close your door, and then go right back on to heating your home. Now if you just crack it, of course, just let it go till the temperature comes down, so you don't have to worry about it. But in an emergency situation, if you just loaded the stove, or the stove's running, and you can't take the wood out, and you can't get the temperature to come down any, you want to replace that glass as soon as you possibly can, and that may be why it's warm and hot, and to get it going and running. Anyway, this is the ash door. We got a lot to go over with in a short period of time, so I have to do several videos here. This is the ash door. The ash door is also cast iron, and if you notice these two little shiny bolts, they are just holding the silver knobs, which are fake on the front for looks. I mean, that does give the stove a little better look than not having them, I think. But if you don't like the looks of the silver standing out, you can also spray paint over stove paint over top of those. Just sand them down a little bit and throw some stove paint on them. Take them off would be a lot easier to do that, and spray paint them black and put them back on there if you don't like that silver look standing out. Okay, this is the ash door, of course. Now, when loading the stove, a lot of cases, let's go back real quick since we can go over this. I probably should do another video on loading and starting the stove. This little DS regulator, hot air regulator, is set up. So let's say that the stove is running and my normal burn is at number 3, and now I need to do another video with this so people won't get confused, but I just want to show you this real quick. Now that's my normal burn, but that flap would be closed at this point, so don't pay attention to that. But let's just say that setting is, and you need to load the stove. Okay, let's say the stove is running, you need to load it real quick. There's the stove running. All right, you're gonna walk up to it, you have your wood ready or coal. You're gonna open the stove damper. Now we're allowing the exhaust to leave out the stove pipe. Then you're gonna come down here, you're gonna open up this ash door, open that bad boy up. Now you're gonna probably hear a draft, and she'll be sucking, it'll be drawing. Okay, now this door, there you go. And now once we got that little bit of draft going, you can do that to get your hot fires, get your hot coal up to temperature. But what I like to do, I don't like to leave this open when I'm doing. I only open it when I go to load it. So I'll open this up, loading door. I'll have my wood and throw it in, or I'll have my coal. I'll throw it in. Now my wood, I can throw pieces in, close it, and then I end up coming back up here and closing it. Now if you notice, I'll leave the ash door open. Now set a timer for 5 minutes or whatever time you feel like it's comfortable for you. You're doing the coal or doing the wood, and let that baby draft. So once you get done getting the temperature up, every time you want to open the door, open this up, that allow the gas and exhaust of the coal or the wood to leave, and then you open this up, load your wood or load your coal, and close it back. When you're done getting it to temperature wherever, you're going to close your ash door, and your ash door is closed. Do a check, do an ash door, loading door, stove damper, and then you have your high and low set wherever you're setting that. A lot of times if you're burning wood, it's going to be closer to low anyway. Set the low, and your DS regulator, you never touch it, if that makes sense to you. In other words, if that's your running temperature and that's where you're going to usually run for that normal burn, never touch that. Let your air draft through here and such. So let's go back to the ash door. I do apologize for that. It's a little added information. This is the ash pan. If you're burning wood, you'll probably get an easy week out of that, the week and a half. Let me give you a little tour inside from the below and get you some light on the subject here. And there we go. That's what the inside looks like. And there's the cast iron grates above you. Turn them, open them up, so you can see a little bit there. There we go. I'm trying to hold this and hold that. When you're running the coal, you're going to push this a little bit. I do apologize because what's happening now is the steel plates. We need to get the steel plate out. And there's your little mechanisms connected to the cast iron grates up top. There's 4 of them in here, and it's connected to the bar, and the bar is connected to the rod, which goes on the outside, of course, and it's called your shaker grate handle. Now, you've seen all what's in there, so let's open up the loading door. There's the steel plate that comes with the stove here at from D&S, from the manufacturer. And what happens is it says remove only when burning coal. So what we've done, or what I do, is I basically educate the customers on what it's for, and then it's up to them how they want to use it. I take the steel plate out. I don't like it in there. I allow my ash to build up, wood ash to build up naturally, and then I keep several inches of ash in there, and I don't need the steel plate. The steel plate is to help, okay, to help you build up a faster bed of ash, wood ash, when you're burning wood. And that, if you want to burn wood and you like the plate, leave the plate in there, you're fine. If you decide to switch to coal, you have to dig through your ash or get that out of there, and then switch to coal. So if you're one of the guys that go back and forth from coal to wood to coal, then don't put the plate in there. If you're going to be wood only and you feel like you like the plate, put the plate in there. I don't use the plate in my 160. I just pretty much eliminate it and don't use it at all. But it's nice to have for those that, you feel like you want to have it. So you have an option of using it or not using it. And it says remove only when burning coal. If you don't want that in there, it's not telling you to. You have to keep that plate in there when you're burning wood. But I don't like it in there. I take it out. Inside, of course, you'll see the fire bricks. In the back, it's 2.5 inches thick fire bricks. So when you throw your logs in there, 20-inch logs, when you smack the back of that brick there, you're not going to break it. Okay. To the right side is 1.25 inch thick brick. Okay. You might get a little glimpse back in that corner there. And then on the inside, this is very similar design as the 160. You have the cast iron wall in the back. Okay. That's what you're looking at there. I'm trying to physically touch it for you, and I can't touch it and hold the camera. The reburn tubes in the ceiling. Okay, and then there's your exhaust up in the top. Now the plate is closed now. Let me open that up. You can see the light come through now, and maybe that'll be a little better. There you go. See the light come through there. So that's your exhaust. That's how you open that up and create that draft to go straight out. And then you're going to go in there. I do see something here that's shipping that I don't. The ceiling itself needs to come forward a tad. There it goes. All right. Basically, what happened there? The ceiling was in that top, right above those burn tubes. Between the ceiling and the steel there, it was sitting up a little bit. Make sure when you get the stove that ceiling is down flush on that plate all the way around. Okay, even the cast iron wall up there. So make sure it is flush and it's down. So if it's not, then you're going to have some problems with a drafting in there, and then sliding out that damper will be a little tougher. So make sure you do that. It's all stainless steel, and the lips there are holding the blocks on the top. Also here to the left, okay. Let's see if I can back up a little bit. They're bricks, and they're actually 2 stack high. And then this one here is your wall, and this one down here is a double channel. It's basically 2 of these channels welded together to create an H channel, and one holds the top of the lower one, and the next this one holds the bottom of the second row, of course. So this is the inside of the stove, and there's your bear with me here, make some noise. There's your cast iron louvers. This is where your air comes in. It's just as full of ash for burning wood. Your air will come through here, through the bottom. It'll create a draft and suck it in. Now let's just take this steel plate out so I can show you the cast iron floor in there. There's the cast iron floor. Now you can see I can really open those grates up quite a bit. Now when you're burning coal, you don't want to do this. This is great for cleaning purposes. Getting in there and cleaning it out, and then, like I said, you can really dump the ashes pretty good and cleaning it out. Now, when you use it for coal, okay, these grates can handle pea coal. Nut is about average, what where everybody's trying to burn. It's a little nicer, but when you go to shake this, there's a little gap in there. Nut will hold up a little better, but pea will be fine in here as well. But we recommend the nut. If you go to shake this, you're just going to do it real fast when you're going to coal. You're just rocking it. You're just kind of like vibrating. You can even just vibrate it like that if you want. Shake it a little harder if you want. And then just looking at what I'm doing, let's see if I can get you a double whammy photo here. Watch my hands just a little quick. Okay, and then if you want to go a little harder, you can go a little bit more. But basically, it's just a little shuffle, and you see the grates inside there shaking around. That's all you do with coal, by the way. So I just want to show you that. And there's also a second cast iron mover here that allows air in. So you have one in the front and one in the back. Same thing as the 160. Also, if you decide to get a hot water loop coil, excuse me, not coil, loop, I do apologize, like I have in the 160, this brick will be either eliminated or it'll be a smaller brick. I do believe this one will probably be a smaller brick on this particular model in the 110, and the stainless steel loop will come almost to the front and back, and that the loop, and that will be used to heat your domestic hot water. Great option. I have it on the 160. Watch some videos on the 160 on domestic hot water heating, and you'll see that these bricks basically just sitting here. They are a little shuffled around from being moved, so there's probably some debris at the bottom of these. These bricks need to come out. It needs to be cleaned and then put back in. Just make sure but they don't fall out in the burning process. People ask me how do they hold up. They're going to fall out, and the bricks usually last a long time. You're not going to crack them. I know I've had an old stove years ago. It's over 30 some years of the stove is, and the bricks all the way around it used to break. And one of the reasons they would break is they're 1 1/4 fire brick, just like these, but they would break because you're running the stove so hot, and the bricks got hotter than they should really get hot, and then when you throw the logs in there, you're actually basically cracking them. So within 3 months or a couple of months of starting the stove, I would actually bust, the back bricks would all be cracked, and a lot of times they would stay in there, and to be fine. But it's just that was a different brand of stove. It's not the DS stove I'm talking about now. Okay, just make sure we get that clear, that you watch the whole video here and not just start grabbing bits and pieces and being not sure of what you're really talking about when you're trying to talk to others about the product. So MessickStove did not say that the fire bricks here are going to break and bust. What I'm saying is the old stove that I had was a different brand of stove. I got it so hot, constantly running, which other people have the same problem. They have a smaller stove or a different type of stove, and they're always breaking the fire brick. Like every year you're replacing fire brick. Not so with the DS EnergyMax 110 or the 160s or any of the DS stoves with a fire brick. I've been running the 160 for quite a few years now, and I've been running it pretty hot, different than heating the whole home. I mean, I've never had one of the bricks break. Now the back bricks are 2.5 on the 110. These one straight back, as well as the 160. And these are 1.25 on the side, 1.25 inch, and these are 1.25 inch on the right hand side. The 160 has 2.5 inch bricks on the right hand side, 2.5 in the back, and then 1.25 inch in the front, 1.25 inch in the front. The left in the front. There is some bricks down here. Okay, you see those? They're 1.25 inch also. Now, I've never had them break, and you're not going to have them break on this. You can throw some heavy I threw some big logs in mine, 22 inch on the 160, and slam them in there, and it does really good. Like I said, these are reburn tubes. Something they did different since previous years. They're actually putting little pins in the stainless steel tubes to hold them in place. I never had my stainless steel tube jump out of the notch and on the 160 and run away with me, or to jump out of the firebox and take off running. I'm just being me here. I do apologize, but that's a good idea for DNS to do that, by the way. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. It is a good idea. I'm just saying that they're not going to jump out if you happen to lose the pin, so don't worry about that. But it's nice to have them in there. Again, this is the DS EnergyMax 110 stove. I do apologize. I want to do some more videos on it here. Update you on some of the information. Like I said, then there's the ash pan. There's the steel plate. Okay. Just give you an idea what it looks like and what goes in there. And again, this is Bill from MessickStove on YouTube, MessickStove.com. And please check us out at MessickStove.com. Give us a call, and we'll get you one of these 110s out to you. We'll be glad to sell you a 110. And again, we're going to educate you here. These videos probably do a really great job of educating people on the stove, and I do appreciate you guys watching the videos. And if you're going to purchase a DS stove, 110 stove, or any stove by DS, I do appreciate if you give MessickStove a call and give us a shout. We're doing these videos to help you understand the stove and understand the product, and educate you on the product. And we really appreciate that our time is well spent doing the videos, which we enjoy doing the videos, is also that you give us a call and make that purchase with us at MessickStove.com here. So I do appreciate it. MessickStove. My name is Bill, again, from MessickStove on YouTube and MessickStove.com. Check us out. Give us a call. Go online and get a request a quote. And remember, we're here for you before you purchase the stove. We're here during the process, and we're here after the process. So keep us in mind. Bill Messick here, and it's MessickStove, and we're going to go ahead and make sure that you give us a call, and then we'll go ahead and get that 110 out to you, or any other product here at MessickStove. Thank you for watching.